Oh, and if somebody wants, hey, it's Captain Den. We're here in the den. We are grinding through the death of one of the most horrible vampires of all time here in the realm of Eberron with our GM Cavron, who is making that Prince of Darkness very elusive for us. So we're gonna get ready and try to find him and teach him the errors of his ways and put funny makeup on him and dress him up and make him the belle of the ball. And with that, I'm gonna hand it over to Cameron.
Well, all right then. You guys already left the ball, so now we need another saying for being on a ship. Let's see. Having left the masquerade, chasing Lucan, the fleeing vampire, tracked him aboard the Cloud's Destiny airship out of Trollin Port, with nary a sign as they've searched the ship from stern to aft. My ship lingo is a little lacking. Any of you ship guys could, pipe
Stem
in
to
for
stern.
stem to stern. Thank you. And they've come up with nothing. Sensing for undead has also come up with nothing, and locating object on the magic sword, the Soul Blade, has come up with nothing. But they're sure he's aboard, having had holes, homunculus, Onyx track him through the sewers, and losing him just at the tower, but saw him approaching the tower in a mist form. What you guys have to deal with gnomes that seem to be under the control or domination, most likely from Lucan, on the docks. They waded through him and onto the ship just as it was taking off. If the party had looked back, the ones they had knocked off the ship, they could have seen dangling in nets just below the dock. But they didn't.
Oh, good.
And now you are at mostly the end of your search on the ship, having come up with nothing, but well on your way to your next destination.
Do we know where that is?
No, nobody's looked it up. Nobody's asked.
Busy searching.
Right. But you have used your travel papers and line of credit from Vior of the Dark Lanterns, Breland's Secret Service, and so are legitimately aboard, not stowaways. A few have even conned their way into the cargo holds and found nothing. What do you do? Sounds a little there. The ship, as it's gliding through the air, it doesn't do what you expect from an ocean-going vessel. There's no rocking to and fro because of the waves. Now it's more of a air currenty thing. Occasionally get some turbulence, but the thrust provided by the fire elemental keeps for a steady thrust forward. Bless you.
Well,
I will try and find a crew member and ask them where we're going and how long this journey will take.
Okay. You can find one walking from to and fro, those being important positions on a ship. And they say, "Oh, sir, don't you know? It's on your ticket. You must have booked the the route. Surely,
Oh.
surely you jest.
I will look at the ticket then.
No, you don't have one because you just
Oh.
paid on.
We jumped on.
We don't have
You
one.
jumped on, right?
Right. I don't remember having been issued one. Just paying off the guy on the deck. So I don't happen to have my ticket with me. It was booked by someone else. So the information would be most helpful. As embarrassing as it is to say.
You don't have a ticket. We'll have to charge you again.
Well, you've been checked. Let's see. This is on a 50-hour trip to Starlasker.
Ah.
And then it will continue on to Korth. And then it'll make a stop in Flame Keep in the capital of Thrain. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
And he goes on about his business. Going to the, Fro.
Earth, would a vampire want to go to any of those places? Right, well.
I feel like I should go back down to the bottom of the ship.
Maybe you should burn down people through an order so we're not running over each other.
What?
It's more talking to Capt.
I missed you, what you said. You got quiet.
I said, why don't you burn down an order so we don't start jumping over each other? I'm trying to be respectful and not jump in too much.
Gotcha.
Oh, my apologies. I thought there was a gap in the sentence.
Well, there is a gap. I just don't know sure who to go next.
I will just go. Oh. The wolves are vicious behind me. Well, I'll just go down alphabetically then. Evo. As Mordrin goes off to find a crew member, what is it you're doing?
Okay, Shiny, I've checked the pantry, and most of the doors. I'm not finding anything. How about you? What about your keen elven senses? Anything?
I also have not found anything. I've been looking everywhere.
Well, maybe we should. Well, look, there's Cole down there. Let's ask her if he could misform fit into something as small as a shoebox to try to reconstitute into some kind of vampire midget or something. Game is paused, boss. So
There go.
walk down. Hey, Killian, you find anything? Because I walked by.
Nope. I think we should look over the sides of the ship, make sure he's not hanging off the side or something.
All right, and I'll walk up to Cole. Hey, Cole, under your best estimate, of what your knowledge is, how much more time do we have before he, how does it work? Does he mist into his coffin and then solidifies immediately and starts, repairing? Or does he stay in his coffin as mist? Does he even need a coffin? Is he in the bilge? I don't know, man. How does that work?
Well, he's got to go to what he claims as his coffin now. So it could be any coffin that he's claiming as his own. Kind of like how we attune to magic items.
Probably can't control those thralls, right? Unless he's back in corporeal form.
Right, so he may have been able to reincorporate rather quickly.
Unless he predominated them with commands if we show up.
Correct. It would have had to have been before we shown up. The dominating of a mind is, I believe, a one-on-one kind of process. From what I read. Not having actually been one. And she ponders, can Warforged be vampires?
Downstairs, did you find any other spaces that he's about 6 foot tall? He would need something as big and as tall as me. But even if this captain of his vessel is going to be an idiot, you know, unless he's dominated, you know, which I find difficult, you know, that he had time to plan all this, possibly, because we've been on his heels the whole time. We need to find a place where a coffin could be, and we got to figure it out fast. So.
We looked through the cargo holds of the belly of this beast.
No? Any other places that may not be a cargo hold? It doesn't have to be the cargo hold. Maybe he had one of the longshoremen, you know, stick him, like I said, in the bilge or somewhere else. You know, should I go down and check myself down below?
And you can feel free. We couldn't get into any of the quarters for the crew. They're all busy and not in their rooms.
Yeah, but their survival, you know, is more important than breaking a little privacy at this point.
We didn't break down a whole bunch of doors. We didn't want to get thrown in the brig.
Anybody that I'm going to move down and talk to the group. Anybody that can potentially maybe pick a lock or do for me, I can turn invisible. Do some clandestine checking.
Yeah, I mean, I would. How long can you remain invisible?
Check. Pretty good long time. Up to an hour.
I would go invisible immediately, and you know, we need to get everybody together because we all searched our areas that we can the best we can. We need to pick out areas that we haven't been able to get into, and then use that. So I'll whisper to Roland and Mordrin, because they're the only ones who are not with us. Like, meet us down here in the middle deck, so we could have a powwow.
If there's any area in particular you want to check, if you want to, somebody wants to help me open a door, that might be helpful. Not exactly the most lock-pickiest guy around.
Well, I mean, Roland is.
Yeah.
And, you know, but let's wait for him to get down here. Hey, Roland, did you and Mordred find anything on top? We have not found anything in any area that we can get into. And,
well, the captain went into the wheelhouse and locked himself behind a door. That's the only area of the upper deck that I was able to not get into. No windows that I could see, so I was going to try to sneak in, but it was not conspicuous enough for me to be there, so I didn't want to attempt to do it without knowing what you guys were doing.
All right. Well, we've checked every room on this level that we haven't picked or busted down. Can you go invisible? I know you're really sneaky, but can you go invisible?
Nope, I cannot.
Shiny, can you cast it twice?
I only have one spell slot, but hold on. Yes. But I can, if I cast it at 3rd level, I think I can or have another person.
Well, what do we?
I can cast up to 4th level spells now. Hold on.
Before we do that,
actually,
what's the game plan?
Well,
I can.
Oh, go ahead, Shiny. Sorry.
I think I can turn 2 other people invisible. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each slot above 2nd. So I can cast it at 4th level and have 3 people total.
Well,
And I've got 1 invisibility spell left too.
God,
if we need
I
it.
might even have an invisibility potion. Jeepers. Well, here's the deal. We could go overt or we can go, on the sly, right? And, honestly, these people are kind of idiots, as in all their lives are in peril, and whether they may be under some kind of compulsion or just righteous pricks, we need to find the guy, right? And we're not doing this for our own benefit. He was so badly wounded that he's going to need to feed, and he'll feed on just about everybody on this ship. And, and if the captain of these guys is going to be idiots about it, we'll have to take aggressive measures, right?
We got to check the captain's quarters.
Well, right. So if we do that, do we commandeer the ship? And, obviously they laughed at us in our authority and our dire need to help them. So those are the 2 choices. We could go covert and, Roland and you can go in and get into some of the rooms that we cannot, that would cause a problem, or, or we could just start kicking down doors and not giving a crap. And honestly, the way that this crew is behaving, either way works for me. So
I think we try clandestine first. It seems like the crew's pretty big, so.
All right.
There's
Anybody else?
Not a ton of us.
Killian, can you turn invisible?
Nope.
All right. Anybody else? Cole? I'm pretty sure Ironside's. I'm not sure you can.
I can't turn invisible. I used my potion when we went to the ball.
All right. Yeah, and I don't seem to have a potion. So why don't the rest of us wait here? I would start at the bottom, and then we can respond as fast as possible to any action top below us or above us, and get there as fast as we can. And if we've checked every single room, does anybody have the ability to see invisible?
No.
Yeah, not here.
I mean, Shiny kinda is able to see magic, but unless he has, a higher ability to cloak his, activate his own invisibility, or if he has that super powerful sword might irradiate. But okay, I say go for it, guys, and we'll just wait here. If somebody tries to attack you, don't engage. Just run back to us, and we'll be here waiting.
All right, so I can make 2 other people invisible. Who else is coming?
Well, you don't want to burn up all your power, So
No.
you and pretty much Roland are the best bets.
I might as well cast it. No, but I can cast it. I might as well just cast it at 4th level. I only get 1 more slot, so it's better just to max it out. So I can take 2.
Well,
Roland and who else?
Okay, wait. Quick question. If you turn me invisible and yourself invisible, we won't be able to see each other, right?
Correct.
I would think we'd be able to. If I've cast a spell, can't I sense where somebody else is I've touched?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, that's a damn. That's a good question,
I mean,
man.
it's a good question.
All right,
I've seen it played out in books where there's a hazy spot where someone's invisible if you're all under the same spell.
Yeah, I don't think it works like that. I think they're.
But I think that's D&D. It is not.
I'll start looking it up though.
I'll watch where the carpet gets depressed where he's walking.
Well, Mordred, do you want to go with him then?
I can go with him.
Well,
I can't pick
you 3.
locks.
No, but you can help detect for undead, and you're a little bit more stealthy than me and my plate mail.
Alrighty.
Remember, invisibility just makes you
do that.
invisible. Doesn't make you quiet.
Okay. I am going to make my glamour weave as stealthy as possible and have my dark weave cloak. And
Why are you moving away from me? You don't want me to touch you?
oh, you're over there. Fine.
Oops. I promise not to touch you in an inappropriate place.
Whatever the spell requires.
Well, if you're to a 4th level, it requires this, little more intimate place.
Okay.
So no, you cannot unless you have the ability to see invisibility, like the spell detect invisibility.
Or the invocation true sight.
Well, I don't think that's like a 20th level ability.
No, it's an invocation. It's a
No, it's the true sight one is a high level one. Because you just can't get true sight by getting a evocation. I look.
So just in case we need this, if you it says obviously you break the spell, right? It's a concentration spell. If you cast another spell, does
Yeah.
that include if you
cast
throw a
another
fireball?
if you cast another concentration spell.
So I can throw a fireball with my wand and
Yeah,
nobody
you could
invisible.
also do well, but the thing is, it's not improved invisibility. So if you make any kind of attack action, it breaks invisibility. If you're using improved invisibility, then you can attack, and it doesn't break your invisibility. So that's the difference.
Got it. Okay. Figured this ship had nice narrow passages where a fireball would be optimum. Kind of like a cave.
Yeah,
Right.
kind of like a cave.
And you can blame it on the fire elemental.
All right. I'm going to reach out. First, I look around, make sure no one's looking down, either side of the hallway or the stairway.
Okay, so the rooms that we need to check out, just for clarity's sake here. Captain's quarters first.
Yeah. Let's try. Or
Okay.
do you want to start at the bottom and work up?
Or we could do that too. But then if you know where if you know which rooms you want to do first, then I will follow you. I'll
Okay,
hang
so I'm
on
gonna.
your cloak or whatever.
Okay, I'll get a quick tally about which rooms we have already searched from the team since we're all together, and then we'll start basically with ones we have not searched.
Okay.
Remember, invisibility just makes you, undetectable by visual.
Yeah.
You could still see
Still gonna make noise.
or sound,
And
yeah.
People are gonna see a door open when we open their door. Ship is haunted.
That's just a ship creaking, man. That's all. Just shiver me timbers, right?
Yep. All right, so I'm looking around, make sure nobody's looking at us while I turn 2 other people invisible. And as soon as the coast is clear, I reach out and touch the homies.
Okay. You cast your spell, and the 3 of you wink out. Beep, whoop.
Cool.
I'm invisible.
All right, so we go below decks and any areas we have not checked out. Let's start right there. And did we check out the bilge areas? I assume no, right? Based on what you said, Evo.
Correct. I mean, there's a bunch of rooms downstairs we did not check.
So even below the rooms, right? I'm sure the bilge is in the lowest part of the ship, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I checked out the cargo and the secure cargo area, but there were a bunch of lockers down there that might be worth checking out.
Okay, and I assume the bilge is even below the cargo area, yes?
I did not see any stairs that would go down to the bilge. I believe that.
And it is an airship, so maybe it's not taking on
say,
water, so it may not have
probably
a
less
traditional
call for
bilge.
a bilge. They just throw the poop off.
Oh my god, I can no longer see those guys. I just put them invisible.
Oh,
Look at that.
interesting. I can still see me a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
Very
ghostly.
cool.
It's pretty sweet.
Cool. All right, so let's head on down.
Okay. Head
So
on
we're
down.
going
That's up.
down to the
That's also up.
Oh, so it's
down
back
to the
around
third
this way?
deck.
This way? Where is down? Or
See
is it
those
all the way at the
stairs?
end? All the way at the end?
Either end has stairs that are going down.
Okay, let's start this side.
That one's a little bit diagonal there, Mordrin, towards the
Oh.
aft of the ship.
Are you
So if
going forward, Shiny?
We are going. It's hard. Where is the aft end of the ship?
The
Are you
aft
going
is
to the pointy end or the round end?
Going to the pointy end. So I assume that's the forward end. This has got like a little boat
It
tail.
is. It is the forward end.
Okay. Start there. Go down those stairs. Slowly.
And you come in, and the hallways are a little tighter.
Port or starboard?
So far, I have not moved either port or starboard. I'm still in that
Oh.
central hallway. Can we move anymore? I cannot seem to move any.
Go north.
It's it's north. We'll connect the maps.
Yeah, it connects to the stairwell rooms. That way you can.
Okay. This
Move
one where I'm
around.
going down is a central stairway.
You're in a hallway along the side of the ship.
Okay.
There's a
So-
bunch of doors off to your
There's-
left. Now
What-
the doors will be
okay,
off
so-
to your right.
Okay, so there's two hallways. And what is this? This new set of stairs is where I just came down?
That's the one you came
I'm
down.
on? Okay. Alright, got it. Alright, why don't we start on side
Port or
right here.
starboard?
We're gonna start on the starboard.
Starboard side. Okay. I'm
Yep,
gonna
and
watch
these
the
are all-
doors opening.
These are individual doors?
Correct.
Okay.
They all
Alright, so
appear to be
do I
locked.
see anyone in the hallway or no?
At this point, you have nobody in the hallway.
Okay, so standard rule, if I see somebody in the hallway, I'm gonna like hug one of the sides of the passageway. And obviously whisper in a quiet voice. Can one of you open this first door? We'll just go door by door.
All right, I'll try the door. Is it open or is it locked?
It's locked.
All right, let's try our pick locks. Let's see. What is that? Sleight of hand, or is that
Sleight of hand.
okay? And I believe I have.
As long as you have
Let's see. I have a
proficiency.
yeah. I have proficiency, and I have a Mastercraft Thieves Tools
So then it's +1.
+1. All right, so. Let's see. There's no. Oh, use tool. Let's see.
I'm gonna keep a watch down, looking aft for anybody coming our way. Keep a lookout.
Okay.
And I will look
Tiny,
down the
why don't you
hallway in
keep an
front
eye
of
on the
us.
stairs? Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
Okay,
Killian,
so,
you want to
um,
go into the dining room and get a drink? Even
Sure.
though you don't drink?
Lube.
Sure.
I'm gonna try using D&D Beyond to roll this Mastercraft Thieves Tools and see what we get.
All right, it's down this way, guys.
Oh,
No,
smokes.
walk down this way.
What's the +4 from?
Let's see.
Proficiency?
And the +6.
Well, let's see. My sleight of hand is +10 total.
Oh,
So
well, that's the correct amount of plus to it. So
Well, it would
with
be
alacrity.
+1 more of that with the master.
yeah, it didn't add the +1, which is interesting. Okay, interesting.
Every door in the hallway unlocks because they're afraid of what's going to happen to it.
They don't want to get beat up. So
I assume it unlocks, or is it?
it does.
Okay. All right. I whisper, "It's unlocked,"
Right.
and I will
Right.
go ahead and open it.
It opens, and you see a small quarters, single bed. Let's see, Unoccupied.
Unoccupied, nothing there.
Nothing there.
All
Footlocker.
right. Footlocker. Doesn't
In the shape of a
smell.
coffin.
Does it smell like vampire?
It does not smell like vampire. It does kind of smell like old socks.
Got it. All right.
I'm not gonna be afraid of any vampire that's fucking staying in a footlocker. I'm just telling you right now.
All right. So last one out closes the door quietly. Go to the next door.
Okay.
Try that. If it's locked, I will try to pick it.
With the fact that you're so good at picking locks, none of these are a problem on this floor.
All right.
Oh.
Fair enough.
They're all same style lock, right?
Yeah, exactly. They are basic locks. Basically, it's just the
Keep
Well,
honest people out.
well,
you
yeah,
know.
exactly.
Well, that would make me think that there's not going to be a vampire in any of these locks. But
check-
we will peek in regardless.
Other than that first one that you checked, which was a little bit narrower, these are all similar.
Okay.
Unoccupied at the moment. In that, for whatever reason, as you go down this hallway,
What's
Okay.
on the
I was
outboard side of the hallway here?
that's a series
part
of
up.
lockers.
Oh, lockers. Okay. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say that.
Cole's coming.
Oh,
At Ironsides.
let's fuck
All
with
right.
them.
You spot them, but of course they don't spot you.
Well, not
Right.
necessarily. I mean, they could hear him.
They could.
They're
Ironsides
quiet.
and Cole, you are coming back down to the third deck. What are you doing? Are you looking for that bilge access?
No, I'm more interested in these lockers along each of the walls on both sides. They're just pretty uniform. They're probably
Sure.
numbered and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
Are they like for coats and stuff and
or
or
whatever.
smaller?
It's a
All right.
typical what do you call it? Gym locker.
Street locker. Yeah.
Street locker.
The boat locker. Come on, guys. We're on a ship.
Boat locker.
Boat locker. There you go.
All right.
Well,
So
these
when-
guys are
when
doing
you
all
said-
that, I'm just kicking back with Killian, order a drink, and then I'll be plucking my tune, taking a short rest.
Okay. Ironsides, Cole. Checking out what?
Do one of these? I wish I had spell slots on Cole. She's completely out. Like, do one of these lockers on either side of the ship? Do they any of them look more accessed, or are they all pretty uniformly like worn out? Like,
Uniform. Yeah, this ship's been in the air for a while and it's not like well worn, but they all have shown use, so there's scuffs here and there,
and I'm assuming the key looks pretty uniform. Like the lock looks like a normal lock, or anything special about these locks. I can do a roll on it if you need me to.
do you know anything about locks?
I would assume Cole would have some kind of understanding of mechanical objects.
He does.
So she'd be the one really checking. She does have thieves' tools, too. So
True, she does. She knows a thing or two about the workings of locks, and at a cursory examination, she says they're decent locks. More so than those locks for the doors across the hallway.
so they're more complicated than the cargo locks on the.
Not that secure cargo. That one's a doozy.
That one's a doozy.
From the glance that I took when we went in.
Could she try to use her thieves' tool on the locker to her north?
She could certainly try.
This one right here. Just to see what it's like inside one of the lockers and if it's even worth looking into.
Okay. Go ahead and make her sleight of hand tools ruse.
15.
15. That is successful enough to open the lock. And it is a narrow gem locker. You could hang coats in there, or a skinny nerd.
Skinny nerd. So a halfling could fit in there?
A halfling could fit in there.
Got it.
And
I
maybe a
doubt.
gnome on its shoulders.
Obviously now we're kind of interested in opening all the lockers, but I don't want to sit here and roll like how many doors. There's 2 for each square.
There's dozens and dozens of these things.
Dozens of doors. I could just, and there's 2 lockers, so per each square. Is that right? My count. I'm
Yeah.
doing that correctly.
Yeah, you are.
Wish there was a way just to unlock them all at once.
Like a prison. Ka-chunk.
Are they numbered?
They are.
What's the numbering format?
Starting at the stern,
The stern.
it goes off 1 through whatever.
So this
and-
side would be 1, and this one would be whatever the ending number is.
Yeah. And then from easy recollection, the other side, it had the number wrap around and continue on.
Okay. If we're gonna go with these through any speeds, we're gonna need to find a key. So we are gonna start heading back upstairs. I wish I could just drag them to the next floor without the walls.
I thought about that, but I was like, I want to make it so that you're still having to go from stairs to stair.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, we're gonna make our way back to the second deck, and we're gonna talk to the group.
Okay.
We're
Evo
gonna
and
look for Evo.
Evo and Killian, you're hanging out in one of the dining areas, playing music, watching people come and go.
Yep, hanging at the bow, playing on music, getting that short rest in. Let me know when we're good.
Yeah, you'll have a short rest by the time Killian and Kolb get back.
Okay. Good. I still have hit points down, so that'll work out perfect.
Yeah.
Now, where's our room? Is it over here? I think it's over here.
Yeah, those next 3 to the north are your guys' rooms. They match the keys that you guys were given.
That, and then 7 total. Because my mate Roland wasn't here to help me do my song of rest, so
Right.
he's doing important things.
Sneaky. Oh, you guys had saw the invisible trio that saw Killian and Cole move along the lockers, check them out,
You mean
pop them open.
Ironsides.
Ironsides. My bad.
Mhm.
Well, we
Well, you
definitely
could-
would have. We would have said, like, we need to find the keys, and then we would have left. So that's probably the last thing you heard the 2 of us talk about before we went back upstairs.
Indeed.
Nice, Killian.
So these seem like cruise quarters down here, correct?
The ones that you were checking out, correct.
Yeah. And that was just that first row on the front half. We haven't done this back
Correct.
section.
Right.
Okay.
And as you approach that door ahead of you, it says cargo. And you know that Ironsides and Cole had checked out the cargo holds.
All right. I'll go down the hallway.
On the right there, you have a danger sign. Elemental chamber. Do not enter. And in bold, yellow and black, warnings, stripes, lettering.
Looks like we gotta go in there.
That's kind of what it means, right? Keep
I
out. It's
Yeah.
probably where we want to be.
Let's go. Let's try.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I'll do the prudent thing and listen at the door first.
Is that the door amidships?
Correct, in that hallway that
Okay.
you guys are next to.
All right. Well, I'll keep an eye out for anybody coming up.
Okay.
Okay, I whisper. I'm going to listen
Do
at
any
the
of
door.
us know enough? Well, I was gonna say know enough about these skycraft that we know whether that's a really good or bad idea.
The most experienced one would be Evo. You've heard him talk about his family owning a skyship, airship.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna listen just to see if I notice anything else that might trip me up on the dangers behind this door.
You hear the roar of fire.
Of fire.
Yeah.
All right.
I vote we leave it closed.
I'm gonna try to
All right.
detect magic. See if I see anything, feel anything magical in there.
Okay, yeah, your sight shows that the chamber is warded,
Oh, okay.
and it's warded inward. Is the best explanation.
Oh.
So, trying to keep something from getting out, like there's an elemental in there, powering the ship.
Indeed.
Do I know much about how these ships are powered?
Well, they're
Go
powered
ahead.
by fire elementals.
That is true. You could make a history check. You're the oldest of the group. I mean, you and Mordred might be. I don't know. I can't remember how old Mordred is.
He's pretty young.
So, Shiny, what you know is, yes, indeed, they're powered by elementals. You're not entirely certain how. Like, why is there a chamber in the middle if they have a ring? The elemental's the ring that's providing the thrust. It's a little confusing for you. You're not entirely certain. You haven't done a whole lot of airship travel every once in a while over the last 100 years. Actually, they're fairly new. My bad. The late end of the war, they became a thing as a new engine/vehicle.
Do I know if a fire elemental would like attack a vampire on sight?
Make a survival check. You really don't know too much about him. You'd have to do a bit of research to figure that one out.
I say we come back to this one, guys. What do you think?
I agree. If we can't find anything else, I think we should go for this one. But
Okay.
we
Fair
may
enough.
even ask Evo or Cole or somebody who may know a little bit more about these.
As we're walking around, I also look for some way down below this level. Is there a hatch in the floor anywhere?
Okay. Get back to that. Evo, you and Killian have garnered a short rest while you're waiting for the rest of the crew to come back. Are you doing anything else special?
Doesn't really seem to be much else we could do unless we do brute force, so I'm just playing it cool.
Okay. Killian? Same?
I'm gonna go walk the deck.
Okay.
And then look over the sides, make sure there's nothing hanging off the sides like a vampire is just, he wouldn't.
Sitting in his coffin, hanging off from a
Yeah.
rope, or
Yeah, something like that, or maybe he's floating
Dangling
there.
from a balloon.
Could be.
hanging from his feet.
Yep.
I'll check in with you every 5 minutes with message.
Okay.
And then I will start with the invisibility team and just ask Roland, how's it going?
Well, so far the crew's quarters are pretty scant and bare. There is I assume the elemental room. It's got a bunch of danger signs and a ward placed on the door. I assume we don't want to open that. We're going to bypass that for now, and if we haven't located what we're looking for by the end of our search, then we can decide if we want to open this door last.
Can I get Arcana on that? How dangerous that room is?
Your best roll, Arcana, survival, history.
Yeah, it's pretty much most of the same. Usually it's, there you go.
It's extremely dangerous. If they fuck around in there, they could crash the ship.
Well, they could, but opening the door doesn't crash the ship.
Yeah, but who knows what it is that they might do in there. But it doesn't take much once you're exposing the chamber to fuck shit up. That that.
So it's a chamber, and not just a room. There's not a chamber in the room, so it's not like a coal engine where there's an encased elemental, and then you can go in and wave at him, make sure he's doing okay, or is they open that door, they're in the room, they're in the chamber.
You open the door and you're in the chamber that the elemental travels through and does the ring. Being that they have this chamber in here, I can imagine that this ring with its support, the support rings that hold it, if you go back to that picture, it might actually do a figure 8 rather than just a circle. It looks like a circle from the outside, but it probably passes through this inner chamber on each pass, but looks like a ring.
Okay, so that door is reinforced so the heat of the elemental does not get to the rest of the ship. There's no containment pod inside the room,
right? There would be that too. Think of it like pneumatic tubes.
Right, I get it. But the thing is that is the entire apparatus inside the room compartmentalized so you can open the door and look at it without seeing a naked elemental? Is there danger just opening the door and looking inside? That's what I guess I'm trying to say.
Not just from opening the door, except now the wards are down for the moment. So if something were to happen at the actual glass tubing that allows the elemental to pass through, and then whatever controls they've got in there that is very arcanist in its workings, you have access to it, but it doesn't mean that the rest of the ship is then protected from the elemental being right here.
I'd alarm the crew too, so that's probably.
And it might have sensors in it. That
Shiny's with you. Have them detect magic on it. See if there's any kind of
already tried
detection or devices. Technically, if you open the door and stick your head in and see if there's a coffin in the corner, you should be fine. But if anything else happens, that could be a problem. And because this is a very sensitive room, it could trigger an alarm. So if you look
on your ship, it would.
Yeah, if you look really quick, and shut the door, there's nobody there, then somebody's going to come down and open the door anyways, and then they're going to be like, oh, there's nothing going on, and then they're not going to see anybody, and most of us are like, we're just kicking back in the dining room, and like, where's those other guys? I'm like, they're in the bathroom. I'm not sure. Maybe they're in their rooms, and then I could message you. So
Well, there
This
are a
crew
lot of
has-
other places we can look.
Yeah, and this crew's already suspicious of it. I don't want to set alarm off down here.
yeah,
We'll
the
come back here
the
for
biggest
sure.
thing is that the more time that you guys check rooms, the more chance that he's actually fully, incorporated and has healing back up to where we'd have to fight him again at full strength, which we've already burned through most of our powers that work against him already today. The whole point was time related. If we did not catch him fast enough, then we're going to have trouble dealing with him at full strength. Right now, he's still vulnerable, technically. Should be, because I'm not sure the correct flow of time. But he has to get back, and he has to spend X amount of time recorporating his form from mist into the body. And then from there, he has to then heal up. I'm not sure what all the particulars are, but, from the 20 roll of what Cole got, and from my vague memory of what vampires worked, which Eberron, of course, can completely have changed everything. That's technically how it works in the game. With our super good roll, we know that we're on a clock. So if you take 4 hours to check the rest of the ship, most likely he'll probably be back. At least he won't be vulnerable.
We're moving with haste.
All right, well, yeah, but
And the probability, I mean, given the reaction of the crew to us being on board, the chances of him being in a space like that compared to just getting in a standard passenger room, I think it would be easier to just get into the passenger room.
Okay, well,
and we can get all of those, because those would seem to be the proverbial low-hanging fruit.
Yep. All right, let's go back to checking and then looking for a passage down too.
Okay. You come around the corner, and there's another series of doors exactly alike from the other side.
Are you able to check them quickly, Roland?
And you can.
Yeah.
They're the same kind. Those two are showing as cargo and secure cargo, which
Cole and Ironside's already
correct.
searched those, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna quickly open these and peek in. I'm just gonna mention to my cohorts behind me that my suspicion is that the captain's in league, and that's why the crew is ambivalent to helping us. So my guess would be to let's check out the captain's quarters after we finish this deck.
Okay,
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
And you finish checking through there. They're all unoccupied, but they are locked. But you almost wave your hands over each lock as it unlocks.
All right.
Do I find any passageways down or any hatches or anything?
Did I have you make a investigation check yet?
Nope, I will.
You have not seen anything that looks like a bilge deck.
How about this
Or
door
I-
that's at the very front?
That looks like a more complicated lock.
Does it?
Go.
Challenge. All right. Last one before we leave this deck for now.
We're back up towards the pointy end.
Yep. I'll try to roll this Mastercraft Thieves tools. Just add 1 to whatever I roll.
Sure.
I don't think it's adding it from what I can tell.
If I made it talking.
Oh!
Look at that.
19.
You successfully pick the lock.
All right.
Now,
And I'll open it up.
okay.
Oh, there it is. Ah, it's a ballista.
Correct. It is one of the ballista rooms. It's the forward
Yeah,
ballista. There is a man-sized case off to the side.
Left or right? My
on
left
this
or my
one,
right?
You're right.
Okay. hey, there's a man-sized case in here.
All right.
Ballista
Can
ammo
I get a-
size.
I'll give room out of the doorway and just take a look at it.
Okay.
Right.
Does it look like it's a, a coffin, or
Not
is
like
it
a
just a
coffin.
box? Okay, it's
And
probably got ballista ammo in there then.
you lift the lid, and it does indeed have ballista ammo in it.
Okay, got it. All right, let's move. Let's quickly move out of here. Close the door behind us, and I say we make to the quarters deck.
Okay.
Can you check? I looked to see if I could find a passageway down, but I couldn't find anything. I'm not very good at it. You guys want to take a quick look before we head up?
Okay.
I assume I was probably under the impression that we would just be passive perceptioning as we walked around. I would.
That is a good way of doing it. I just have to look at everybody's passive perceptions. Which I hate these sheets.
Mine is not great.
What are your passive perceptions?
Mine is 14.
14 as well.
Perception. Oh, passive. I don't even see where that is. Oh, passive perception. 17.
17. Mordrin is the one that spots it.
Oh.
And you've got
He's standing on it.
the bilge access is indeed built into an access point under the stairs going back up.
Ooh.
Oh,
At the-
okay.
Where you're at.
At the
So it's
forward
kind of
end.
like a.
Oh,
At the
It's
forward
a.
end.
It's a Munsters. It's a Munsters
There we go.
stairwell.
does it appear to be locked?
It does not. Who wants to get into the bilge?
Well, we could lift it and look down there.
I might have think cupboard under the stairs. Think Harry Potter's room. It's on the side of the stairs that goes under. So not monsters where the stairs lift up, but access from under it so that the stairs
Right.
really aren't on a pivot.
Roland looks small.
Where all the poop,
Okay, fair enough.
where all the poop goes.
This is where the poop goes.
Could be where the poop goes.
Or at least the access to the place where the poop goes.
Those
Well,
are stealthy invisibility. They smell like crap.
I was just gonna say you would never see the expression on my face.
So you open it, and yes, indeed, that smell.
Oh.
It's pit toilet-esque.
Oh, well.
How do we tell the difference between that and a vampire bad smell?
Throw a
I
fire
don't know.
belly down
Maybe
there.
we'll have to go down to find out. Is it just a layer of like filth, or is it actually
No.
a room?
There's a stairwell access that you're at, so or ladder, to be able to drop or to climb down into that floor. Do you have any light sources? Because it's really dark.
If I cast, will I lose my invisibility? Because
If it's
that's
concentration, you will.
Is
Yeah,
it when
would
I
be.
cast or when anybody casts them?
Oh no, yeah. It's pretty much. Yeah, I guess it would be. I'd have to look that one up. That's a
if
good question.
If you cast
well,
the
it
light-
would be
Shiny's
dancing lights.
Yeah,
for me.
Shiny's concentrating
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, as long
technically-
as I'm not having to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I think
Yeah.
I think it would cancel. It says the spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell.
Oh,
Got
well,
it.
there you go.
Okay. So yeah. Thank God for my Arcana awesome roll.
You could always come back
Hey.
and talk to me, and I can cast light on a coin, and then you can cover the
Throw
coin
down
and
there.
uncover it when you get down there.
Well, I could wait 5 minutes for you to call me.
Yeah, pretty much how it works.
um,
But
The poop might act like a lead line shield though.
Actually, we look around. Is there any other light sources hanging on the walls or anything? lantern, anything?
Yeah. There's
Something that we could use that's portable.
they're emplaced mage light lanterns.
Ah, got it.
So,
Well, I mean, I can look down there with dark vision and.
well, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I can also see in the dark too.
Yeah.
No, there you go. You both could go. Yeah, I'll just stay up top and hold the door open.
All right, let's go. Let's go. We'll check.
All
it
right.
out.
Okay.
Take a look down there.
You take a look down, and there's a little ladder that you climb down to a clean floor.
Good.
This being kind of the higher part of the bilge, it is
Mm.
something that is about half height. So a halfling would be
This
fine
is
down
the
here,
largest.
but you guys have to stoop.
Mm.
And
And it-
as it does slope towards the center of the ship, it does get the layer, and the stench is palpable. And with your sight, you can see out 60 feet. So that looks like halfway across the ship.
Mhm.
And it definitely at that point you're in the muck. You know that your sight is going there.
There's no floating coffins or propped up against the wall or anything.
Not within your sight there. No.
Okay, keep walking down as far as we can go, so we can see to the end.
Till we get our feet.
You're gonna get your feet wet.
Yeah.
And when I
And
say
I don't
wet,
know. Yeah.
it's muddy.
Yeah. I don't. Does it slope towards the center, like we could walk along the outer edge, or?
It is. But that is also where most of the upper decks, well, actually, some of the upper decks have drainage along the wall,
Oh.
whereas down the center you're having probably those quarters from just above your heads they're draining from there. It seems like each room has its own chamber pothole.
Okay. Well, I think we're probably in good shape. We could say is at least not towards the front of the bilge.
We can come back if we end up with no other place to check.
Yeah. I don't think he would. Well,
Perfect place to hide.
not sure what the standards of a vampire would be. How much he was expecting to be chased at this point.
You're already dead. What's a little poop?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's head back up. Try to get to the captain's quarters.
If only we had some little type of homunculus or something that could fly down there and take a look.
Well, it's total. It got destroyed, so.
I
it's,
know.
yeah.
I was lamenting the loss.
Why don't you
All right.
recast it?
There's no spell slots right now.
There's a ritual.
Yeah.
All right. So are we going up to the
Yep.
passengers
Yep.
deck? All right.
Yep, let's go up and see if we can get
Passengers deck.
in the captain's quarters.
So you climb up out of the bilge hold, close the door, breathe in fresh air. Your
Yes.
nostrils
Ah,
clear themselves. But if I don't know it's in your mind or whatnot, but feel like you still stink a little.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Would have thought they would have had a tank of some kind instead of just dumping it on the floor. All right.
So you make it up the
Right.
stairwell.
I mentioned to Roland if
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just say I mentioned to Roland if Evo reaches out to you, see if he can check to make sure that captain's somewhere other than his quarters. Maybe we can see him in the bridge or something. I don't know.
Cole and Ironsides are outside the captain's quarters right now.
Okay, I just want to see if we can see Evie's. Make sure he's not in there when we open the door.
Is there any noise coming from the captain's quarters?
No.
I mean,
In
for me,
fact-
it's pretty much I'm waiting for this Cabron to tick off time. You know?
You've got your short rest in.
Right, but I told every 5 minutes, that I would be checking in, so. I'm
Sure,
just
you check
leaving
in.
it for you to track. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll
You
update
probably have had a
everybody,
couple check-ins. Yeah.
You know.
I figure this has taken at least a half hour so far of the
Yeah, okay.
invisibility.
Well then, yeah, I'll give him full report. We're heading towards the captain's quarters next. The bilge, from what we can tell, from what we could see without getting fully knee deep in filth, the front of the bilge was what we would expect from a bilge. It's filthy, dirty, stinky, but no coffin. So we're going on a hunch that maybe the captain's in league with this guy, and that's why the crew is kind of ambivalent towards helping us. And it looks like Cole and Ironsides are already waiting in front of the captain's quarters. So I'm going to meet them and see if we can get into the captain's quarters and do our search.
Well, or I mean, if you guys are sure that he's nowhere else on the ship, we just kind of confront him, you know. But however you guys want to play it, you know, until you cause for overwhelming force, there's really no point for me trudging around causing difficulty.
Cabron, I saw the captain go into the wheelhouse, right?
Correct.
Or was I? Yeah. So unless anyone saw him come out of the wheelhouse, which I kept an eye on when I was up top, I didn't see him come out unless there's a secret way from the wheelhouse back into his quarters.
Correct.
So I am all ready to attempt to pop this door open.
All right, give it a go.
But just letting you know, Cole can, for 1 hour, ritually cast this Find Familiar. If, you know, depending upon time, Cole could have gone back into their room and started the process while we've been dinking around. Just throwing that out there.
Uh-huh.
It's up to Cole.
Just realized I've been muted this whole time. She's in.
Damn.
No worries.
That always sucks.
Like
Right.
sitting here talking, I'm like, wow, people are just ignoring what I'm saying, and I've been muted.
It's like you don't exist.
It's like I don't.
Never
exist.
existed, man. You never existed. Don't
All
pull
right.
that shit with me. Sorry.
Well, were there things that you wanted to input that you want to input now? We'll play back.
Someone just give me a quick recap here, because I was just under the impression that I wanted to break into the captain's quarters and see if we can find a master set of keys for the lockers.
Plan to do.
Yes, Evo had made the suggestion that if you wanted to, you could go into your quarters and start casting a ritual to regain Onyx as your familiar.
Yeah, take an hour
Takes an hour. Yeah, we'll see
Cole's
what he
gonna
knows.
do just that.
to ritually cast it.
So that's what Cole's gonna do.
All right. Unless you want to wait to see if I totally blow my ability to get in through this lock. In which case, I may need you for a minute if you want to hang around for like 30
Ironsides is gonna
seconds.
stand guard between the stairs and just keep an eye out. I'm assuming you've been relaying all the information, even since I can't see them. What they're doing?
Yeah, no, I can talk to you. So
Oh, okay.
I'm whispering to you. I'm keeping my voice down. So, all right. Well, I'm attempting to.
Can I see if I can give him a hand? Give him a boost.
You can't see his hand.
I can, but I can give him pointers. I can give him a pep talk. Whisper in ear, "You're the best around."
Well, that is bardic inspiration.
Yeah, but it's not an assist, right? So
Right.
I don't know. I mean, Cav rolled, man. Man, I gotta hire a guy that stays invisible all the time and just plays my theme song wherever I go. and then nobody will know, and everybody will think I'm extra cool.
It's almost like I can hear music as he passes. It's amazing.
The fact that you guys are invisible, assisting
that's
it's a little harder.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
I just thought I'd ask. I doubt I would be able to do much anyway.
No worries. Here we go. Just add one to whatever I roll.
All right.
Like you needed it.
Right. It is one of the better locks on the ship for quarters. The lock probably to the secure cargo was better, but you were able to unlock it.
Hooray. All right. It's open, guys. It's open. Who wants to open it?
Check it out. You do it. You got it.
All right. I'll open it.
Okay, open it.
Extra sneaky.
As soon as I get back to the page.
I'm gonna get a drink, guys. Be right back.
Unlock. And now you can open it. Now, the quarters actually do go around the corner of the stairs there. But you probably can't because I put the walls for going between the stairs there. That's that's where the bed is. Let's go with that.
All right. I will do a quick reconnoiter of what's in the room.
Atypical ship captain's quarters, so it's got the best of everything.
Got it.
Some charts on a table, log, book. There's a desk for inks and papers.
All right. Is there any sign of more than just one guest staying in these quarters?
Make an investigation check.
All right. Boom.
Boom.
You have quickly and thoroughly ransacked the room without upsetting a thing. And if there's no coffin under the bed or in the rafters for the vampire to be hiding in. So it does not appear to be this room.
Is there a window I can peek out of?
Yeah, there's windows in all the exterior rooms and
Okay.
hallways. This would not be a very good seaworthy ship.
Got it. Oh, all right.
I don't know. Maybe the cargo deck and below would be water level and below, and the rest of these would be portals. Portholes. And yes, you could look out. And Killian, while you were outside and checking things out, you were looking for ropes that are hanging off the side with a coffin below, or perhaps maybe dragging a skiff or something with a coffin in it.
Man hanging upside down by his toenails.
Yes, none of those. At least from where you can see. And you go and you look out and look very touristy, as you do.
Yep.
And,
well.
I think I actually need to take a break real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Anyone remember, were there any other doors here that on this deck that we couldn't open?
Yeah, I don't remember what all had been opened on this deck. And some of these are ours, so
Okay.
not sure which ones are ours.
Yeah, that's why I was checking a quick poll with the team, like try to get a list of what had not been went in.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, no,
That-
everyone.
That or the coffin is built into the decor is hiding as I don't know, a buffet table or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or maybe he is back there, submerged under all that poop.
Under all that poop.
Nobody needs that.
Well, someone with detect undead can
Oh shit!
get
Yeah, I
in
should
there.
have done that down there.
Oh shit! That's right, you're a cleric.
Oh well.
Sorry, did I miss anything?
No, we're
Yeah.
just talking about going back and tackling at Eyes of the Grave in the bilge, if nothing else.
There's nothing in the captain's quarters. I rolled a natural 20 to investigate it.
Oh dang, there it is.
So there's no hiding a vampire in this captain's quarters at the moment.
Vampire was in the shitter the whole time, man.
Yeah.
Do we know which have any of the rooms already been searched on this deck? And some of these are ours that we have keys to, correct?
No, the ones that are back here where Cole is, these are ours right here.
Oh, this area. All
The
right.
door's open.
And then I asked if anyone's that we checked because we knocked on a bunch of doors to see if anybody would answer, and I asked to make them visible, but I guess we got absolutely nothing from there. So
Yeah.
there you go.
So we've got the doors along the front part, the forward part of this hallway, then, that we can check out.
All right, and then of course there's still the wheelhouse, because I never was able to get past that door
Yeah.
without potentially disrupting the captain.
He'd better not be in the poop.
You were we able to check all the ballistas? I know we got into 2 of them.
I think that was it, right? We had one ballista on either side, and then we got into the one on the front. Was
Going
that
back
it?
after no?
I don't know. We can go back and check it out.
Because if there is a box in there that's man size,
The one I
could
just pinged is the one that I checked.
Okay. I mean, it could be someone swapped out the ballista ammo with a coffin.
It could be.
Easy.
Would be just like a vampire to do something with it.
Unless he wants to be ballista ammo.
Ain't a bony.
But we'll wait for Branch. Calderon.
Yep.
Oh, he stepped off?
Yeah, he went.
Get a drink or get rid of a drink, one or the other.
Totally cramming crackers in my mouth, so I've been mooting myself.
Well, we can. If we burn through our hour of searching, I can make Roland invisible and he can keep going. We can just keep hovering around him, acting nonchalant.
Yep. At least be a lookout.
Yeah.
That could be a plan. Or you can dangle me off a rope and I can see if there's anything stuck on the side of the ship.
Stuck on the side like a remora.
Yeah.
I thought elves could fly. Just have Shiny jump over the edge.
They'll have
It's-
my feather token.
You want to pull that one out at the last moment. All right. Well,
So we've got the, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms up forward. And then I
5
guess
and
there's
5.
yeah, except the ones up here are ours, I believe. I don't know if we have both sides or what.
I can't see it on mine. The ballistas, their accesses are here and here. How do you access the ballista?
I don't remember.
Here.
Oh, here
Here.
and there. Okay, got it. So, what are these?
They must be rooms
No,
as
those
well.
doors go back to the pantry, which we've already been in.
Okay.
The pantry galley is also another dining room. It's not as nice as the one up front.
Yeah. That passenger lounge up on the main deck.
You know, I mean, honestly,
They serve food up there? You've been up there.
I was too busy looking for coffins, pay any attention if they had food.
as well hidden as this coffin is, I mean, there's got to be some cooperation going on here.
Just really, really snooty, detail-oriented gnomes.
Or, you know, someone's been charmed well enough.
I don't think
Could
there
be.
necessarily are all gnomes. This is a house
Right.
ship, right? So
Yeah. I'm just fixated on gnomes from when we were in Zalargo.
I was on mute too.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
So I'm back. And
Hooray!
House Lorandar is a half-elf house. So it's mostly crewed by half-elves.
Oh, even worse.
All right. Well, I am going to exit the captain's quarters
Okay.
and make it look like I was never in there.
Click
Close the
on.
door. We were going to see if we can gain access to some of these other rooms now. They haven't been searched yet.
We haven't checked yet.
Okay. Evo and Killian had done their best impersonation of security and or room service up and down the corridor for the guest quarters. The ones across from the captain's quarters are guest rooms 1, 2, and 3. And your guys's are 4, 5, and 6, and the other across the hallway is 7, 8, and 9.
You're talking about up here.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Those 3, your guys are 4, 5, and 6, and then to the south are 7, 8, and 9. And the ones that Mordrin and Roland are in front of are 1, 2, and 3 to the north.
To the north, okay.
Yeah, and then you've got the captain's quarters, first officer, and who would come next after first officer? Quartermaster?
EXO, executive
Exo.
officer,
There you go.
CO, EXO, and maybe engineer or something.
Yes, so they have weapons on the ship.
Oh,
Well, you've been in
Um,
2 of the 3 ballista rooms, so they do have weapons on the ship.
So the northern ballista on the stern side, we have not
Correct.
been into, correct? So
Right.
that one.
Yep.
Let's go check that one out. I'm gonna go check that one out, just because I know there should be a man-sized box in there,
Right.
and I want to make sure that's not filled with a body.
Okie dokie.
And I relay that to my invisible friends
All right.
and any
Whispers
other
back.
visible ones. All right.
so keep and look out.
And
Alright.
Evo keeps checking in every 5 minutes, and you guys are almost at the end of your 1 hour.
Okay. Well, let's have at it. Dexterity. Add 1. 20.
Okay, that's enough to get into the ballista room as the lock clicks open.
Yay. Quickly look, make sure I'm alone.
You are.
Okay, and if I see the ammo box, I will go and peek inside.
And you do so, and none of the ballista bolts jump up and attack you.
Damn. All right. All right. I will hurriedly make it back to my friends and tell them, let's try the rooms across the captain's quarters.
Okay.
1, 2, and 3.
Makes sense to me.
There we go.
Evo had mentioned that he and Killian had talked to all the guests.
Okay, so all those are then. So
Accounted
which ones are the officers' quarters? Are then over?
There's the same row as the captains.
The port
Oh.
side, opposite those.
Oh, okay, got it. So these. Okay, so we'll do what is it? 7, 8, 9, or I think it was.
No, those are not numbered. They're
Oh.
there's CO, XO, and
Okay.
whatever.
Well, I'll start with the door that's next to me. CO.
Okay.
And
Woo!
20,
That one
26.
pops open.
Boom. All right. Peek in.
And it's an unoccupied, nicer than the enlisted quarters downstairs. So better furnished, better bed, desk. Less so than the captain's, but more so than the enlisted quarters downstairs.
Okay, no, nothing obvious. Man size box or
Nothing obvious.
nothing. Got it. I will leave this and tell whoever's next to me. If you want to check out that quarters more in detail, go ahead. I'm gonna go open up the next one.
All right, I can go in and look around a little more in detail. Just an investigation check. Yeah. Not my strong suit.
Basically, there doesn't appear to be any place where you could hide a man-sized coffin.
Okay. Then I will leave and close the door.
Okay.
I will open the next one, or attempt to.
Are we 100% sure it has to be a man-sized coffin?
Man, you were nailing it. No idea.
He's like a midget vampire.
I mean, technically, you think about it. Once he returns from mist form, he's going to turn
Back to
into
his
his true
original
form.
form.
He has to go
Yeah.
to his true form first, unless the world of Eberron is different from what we know.
And Cole was of the opinion, from what she recalled from her reads, that that's the case. It's not different here in Eberron than from what the players know.
Okay, just making sure. I just cover my
Yeah.
bases.
Yeah, could be a kid's coffin. Maybe he's really a kid and he just shape changes into an adult.
Right.
Except for the fact that
He wasn't a
Vile-
vampire like well before this happened,
Correct.
right? So, at least we
Mhm.
think so.
All right. So Exo's door 26
It is unlocked.
unlocked. Do I get a Jack in a Box?
Clown face. Stabby with the knife.
Yeah, or fangs out.
Hangs out. Yes. It looks like a slightly smaller than the last officer's quarters, but still bigger than the enlisted quarters.
Got it. All right. So I will go in. I will search around. Secret entrances. Anything?
A quick peek.
Yep.
Shows you nothing out of the ordinary.
All right. All right. I will leave and close that one. Chop. Anyone know of another door I can try?
Is there anyone I pulled everyone? Is there any other doors we haven't hit yet? This zone of the ship?
Quite a lot of doors you guys have looked at.
Yes, indeed.
What are these
I will-
doors up on either side at the
Hmm.
by the stairs?
Oh, that's the way to
Heading
get into the
east.
dining rooms. It should be open.
Oh, okay. Just to the dining rooms. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, in my
And-
opinion, that's a really small dining room. So I'm saying that the pantry galley is also dining, and this is like forward dining, and the other is aft dining.
Okay. And we're confident they're not in the 3 larger staterooms on the starboard side opposite the officers' quarters.
Unless Evo's been dominated.
Hmm.
He's
Well,
telling
I mean,
us
he
lies.
asked. I can't remember if he just asked or if he actually searched.
Well, we talked to him and
Um,
we kind of looked in, and we tried to do a little song and dance about
Yeah.
checking for ship lice or something. So, that was the intention. If that was not conveyed, that was
Yeah.
we weren't just trying to open doors. We were trying to
Right.
make sure there's no obvious items sitting in
So
those
we still
small
have-
rooms.
We still have the 3 rooms down here, right, on the port side.
He'd
Opposite
also
ours?
talk to them as well.
Oh, okay.
All the guests were checking into their quarters while you guys were being suspicious and checking into their quarters.
So on my recollection, then we only have the bilge aft and the wheelhouse to check out,
And
You-
the elemental.
In the
hall.
elemental room.
and the elemental room. Yeah.
Make an
Elemental room.
intelligence check.
Did you
Oh.
guys do the deck storage? And the
History
captain's
check?
lab?
Yeah, they checked that out last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody that wants to try to
Not-
remember either history or intelligence as to.
Not so much.
Mordrin, you think you've checked
I-
everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty tired of doing this.
Fingers fit.
Come on, shiny.
Shiny, you can also make a check as well, or give an assist to one of their checks so that they can have a second roll.
Well,
I will try to do an assist.
oh,
This is investigation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is your investigation better than a
History.
+3? You should probably just
Alright.
shoot straight up.
investigation or history?
Or
Either
history,
one.
I mean.
Either one. History or
I- I-
intelligence.
I can roll history.
Oh yeah,
There you
he's
go,
our
Shane.
historian.
You have not checked out uh, this door or
Oh,
this door
oh, those are separate doors.
because there is a space between the ballista room and the hallway.
Oh,
All right, let's check them both.
Let's check them
There
both.
you
I'll
go.
start with the one on the port side.
These look exactly like the locks down below hand. They're easy and you don't even have to roll.
Oh, okay.
You,
So,
you pop it open and it's basically a second floor enlisted room. It's a small
all right, I'll
crew
jump to the
room.
next one.
Same thing.
All right. So, bilge and elemental room.
Wheelhouse. If we're gonna be in, how much longer do we have on our invisibility?
Maybe
It's
5
about up, right?
minutes. Yeah, it's almost up. So if you're going to check somewhere like the wheelhouse, you probably want to do it now.
I was gonna say that's probably
All right.
where we're gonna want to go,
Then...
unless you want a fresh invisibility spell.
Well, if you're gonna
Aren't
check
there-
the wheel, go with this as you can feel the spell coming to a close. Shiny, we'll just go to the
I would be
wheelhouse.
warning them.
Yeah, and then
Aren't there gonna be a bunch of people in the wheelhouse though?
Well,
people
yeah,
actively
but-
flying.
well,
One would
that's
think.
why. Come on, Killian, let's all go upstairs, and that's why we'll be upstairs waiting in case something goes down. I just getting close. I'm not getting anywhere near those guys that are doing their deal.
There's nobody up here in this entry area, correct?
Bear with me as I
Okay.
dropped a screen there. And currently right now, this, you know what? The wheelhouse is generally the house that houses the wheel, correct?
Yeah,
Indeed.
That's where you drive the ship.
That's where you drive the ship. So my bad on explaining what was going on last time. I
Oh,
may have had a drink or two. Who knows? This is where the captain was at, as well as a crewman or two. So the stairwell comes straight up into the wheelhouse room.
Okay.
In the picture that they show of the Cloud's Destiny, rather than this map, it has that go further back along a gangway. Let me see. Instead of everybody having to scroll back, I'm just going to put the picture back up again. Real quick, like. Once I find it. There it is. I was imagining was it the poop deck in the back there being where the actual wheelhouse is? But it could be along this gangway as well. It's not a good battle map of this ship. So,
okay.
for all
It has
intents
like
and purposes, it'll be where it is on the battle map. And so you have access to that, and technically that other door would have been labeled charts. So that's where they would keep the
The chart house.
chart house, exactly.
So I'm gonna, Morgan, I'd recommend you probably cast a spell on Roland. We're just about out of what we've got.
Okay, let's congregate over here on the starboard side as we start to become visible, and I will recharge Roland's invisibility so he can reconnoiter the chart house.
Okay.
Roland, you're
Hi.
pretty stealthy though, right?
Roland?
Stealth wise, yeah. I mean, I'm decent.
Was it
I'm
plus?
not. Not it's a +5.
Oh, okay. So if you're like
Not my-
+7 or 8, it says we just go up there and cause a commotion, and well, we know you're, and something like that, and then you're distracted. Biggest thing is if you're the only one up there, you're still gonna possibly make noise, so we'll still need a distraction. You think
Well, you can go up and
stealth?
talk to him while
Yeah. Do you think you could?
you can
stealth
go up
it?
there and I could
can have
definitely open it stealthy, or at least I can attempt it, and I think I have a good chance of being able to do it without having to be invisible to do it.
Yeah, because I just think we're all pretty tapped out on our mana, and
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely sleight of hand it, and just have someone, distract them so they're not looking at me.
This spell isn't a spell slot. It's a trait feature, and so it's not like I'd be burning a spell slot to use it.
You could turn somebody else invisible with a trait feature.
It is shape shadows. You know the minor illusion. Let's see, there it is.
That's from your.
I think that is a racial or house thing.
It is from your dragon mark house. That too.
Yeah,
Your dragon mark allows you to do that.
yeah. So I can cast the invisibility spell once with this trait.
Oh, dang. Okay. I thought you were using a spell slot, so never mind then. Feel free.
No, that's what I say. It's not gonna cost us anything other than this invisibility use. So, do you want to use that then?
Well, I mean, okay.
As you guys are talking, you guys fade into visibility.
Good.
I was sitting on the floor, so if anyone saw me like turn visible, they just see me stand up. I would say I wouldn't mind being shape shadowed.
Okay. Then you're invisible.
And just on the offshoot chance that it gets me to the chart house door easily. But it would be still good to have someone talking to the captain to keep his attention elsewhere.
So, let's see here.
All right.
This is the first time I think you've used your dragon mark through the whole campaign.
Yeah, that's the first time we've heard of it that I can recall.
Yeah, maybe.
Or not recall.
Well, I mean, I guess that's.
Or you've just said I've casted invisibility on myself. I don't think you've actually thrown this on the VTT.
Yeah, well, I've used. Oh, that was Fey touched for that. Well, and then it's. I did get spell casting spells of the on the Mark of Shadow spells table are added to my spell list.
So, let's see here. As I quickly.
And it also gave me minor illusion. I think I've used minor illusion before.
That's true. So, but using one of the moderate level abilities of your dragon mark.
Uh-oh.
Well, you're gonna have to. Let's see here.
Uh-oh.
Do a thing. So, dragon marks appear on your skin, and if I remember correctly, yours is under your shirt on your chest, right?
Yeah, right.
They're all unique. They have a different shapes, and you already know what yours looks like, if I remember correctly. They appear with vivid shapes of blue and purple and shimmer, or even move slightly when used. They grow warm to the touch, sometimes glow, though this doesn't produce a useful illumination. You know that it can't be removed, and having studied it and such, even if a limb bearing the dragon mark is cut away, the mark eventually manifests on another part of the bearer's body.
Oh.
All dragon marks share a similar initial appearance, but a dragon mark can grow in size and complexity as you gain levels, as yours has, and you were able to gain the ability to do the invisibility and cast more powerful magic. They all have a quirk. You can roll or choose the kind of quirk, whether it's like smaller or fainter or larger, appears elsewhere in your body every time you finish rest.
Just don't choose the one that fully regenerates vampires.
Yeah, don't choose that one. That would be a bad one. Tingles changes color when you're within 10 feet of someone with the same mark, a la Highlander, you get a weird sense. It can, when you use it, it could animate and adopt the appearance of your dragon marked house's emblem for a minute. It's an unusual color, changes size. You know that what's the other one? The aberrant dragon marks. Those quirks are a little bit more irritating and weirder. So you could randomly roll or choose.
Let's roll. What am I rolling?
Go for a die 8, just for what I've just described as one of them. And I'm down screen, so 3. Your dragon mark appears somewhere else on your body whenever you finish a long rest, so it travels.
Oh, heavens. All right. Well, that's going to be awkward. All righty
then.
What's
that on your face?
Yeah. It's my mascara. I need some foundation quick.
Might find it on the poop deck.
Being that your dragon mark house is that's the House of Shadow, right? Or
I think that's what it was, right?
Yes.
House of Shadow.
It never appears on some place that is your face or your hands where you can't cover it up normally. So anywhere up the arms, down the legs, chest, back.
Gotcha. Okay. So I have a migratory dragon mark.
You do.
All right. I'll have to add that at some point.
Okay, and so you're casting it on Roland. And so lately it has been on your chest. It glows. You feel a tingle, and Roland, as you go invisible, it's not like you faded from sight, becoming translucent and see-through and then gone, like with Shiny's warlock spell. This one, it's like the shadows enveloped you and pulled you away from sight. So you're not a shadowy figure there, but it was like they wrapped around you, and a la, if you're a fan of the comics, like Cloak would pull people in. Wrapping it in. You didn't feel any movement, but it was as if you folded in on yourself from everybody's view.
Okay. All right, with that, I will tug on Evo, and I will make my way up to the wheelhouse.
Am I supposed to follow you? I whisper. You want the commotion?
Distracting the captain?
Yeah, absolutely distract the captain. I whisper.
The room is empty. Oh my goodness.
No, I just don't have a captain
shit.
up there.
There's nobody steering.
I dance a jig.
Who's steering the
ghost
ship?
I guess it's easy to pick the door when there's nobody here. We didn't even need the damn invisibility.
Here we go. Hero here is actually Captain Morgus,
All right.
the gruff
Um,
half-elf that you dealt with earlier.
All right.
As I
What can I do for you, passenger? 'Cause
Well,
he didn't meet you. He met Shiny and Mordrin, I believe.
were you not
okay.
informed that there was a possible eldritch vampire here on your ship that fled the city after killing multiple people, and that why we were on board to, find him and save any of your passengers and crew from a horrible death of vampirism?
Well, according to my crew, none of that has happened yet, and we've been on our way for over an hour. If he's on board, he's a paying passenger, and I don't care what creature he is. He could be a demon. As long as he doesn't slaughter the crew or the passengers, he is a passenger.
Do you think that you're strength enough to repel him when he wakes up and, is in a blood frenzy because we almost destroyed him?
Well, that hasn't happened yet, and vampires usually...
Yeah, but if we leave your ship, do you think you could repel a creature of that magnitude?
Is a paying passenger and is going where we're going. Why would he eat us?
Because, okay, obviously you're not educated in the arcane or in monster hunting. So
I'm a captain. I'm not a monster hunter.
Right, and so I am a monster hunter. I would assume that you would defer to my experience.
You're
but
not
I guess not.
You're not a House Lorandar enforcement specialist.
I whisper to.
Oh yeah, you've got him totally distracted. Roland, you're totally He's getting his hackles up, having to deal with another huff and mighty puffing adventurer from his point of view that is trying to tell him how to run his ship. And so go ahead and make your roll.
Alrighty.
That hurt.
Here we go. Oh, not as good, but 19.
19 does succeed in getting you to open the chart-locked door. You'll have to make a stealth check to open the door silently and be able to slip inside without any of the crew up here who are paying attention to Evo and the captain.
No.
I'm gonna say
you get to make it with advantage because you're invisible.
Oh, got it.
Not
Okay, I'll do it one more time.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
No,
I'm gonna make a big
went
scene.
the wrong way.
Yeah, well.
Ooh.
I'm going to flare my light spell, which is a giant phoenix, of course, that just stands over and projects. And I'm like, you dare belittle the service that we do to everybody? How dare you? I should, by right, commandeer your vehicle for you being, so negligent for the people and innocent people's life on your, on your ship. And I grab the wheel and start trying to turn it around. We should go back immediately, and I'm going to report you. So,
okay,
I don't
know. First off, when you say commandeer the ship,
yeah, I know.
All the crew around you pull their swords and point them at you.
Oh, well,
you'll do no such thing.
Yeah, that is a little bit faster action they can do before, because if they're gonna pull, then we should probably roll initiative at that point.
We could totally do that.
Yeah. But we're rolling, make it in.
Did I make it in without being seen?
With the 13, yeah, everybody's laser focused on Evo with that whole commandeering the ship and making a motion for the wheel. Everybody has pulled a weapon except for Evo at this point, and initiatives are being rolled. At least for that area. As long as I can do all of you, even though. Oh wait, I need more elves, half elves, pointy-eared bastards. Let's see.
So 2 of them equal 1 elf, right?
Right, and 1 human.
All right, lay them all out because I would not put myself in a position to be completely surrounded by everybody, right?
You got 2 forward and the captain in the middle.
All right. So, did any of our other people have a chance to come into the room or no?
Were any of the other people coming into the room? Because I only heard it was going to be you. It looks like Killian has come to the bottom of the stairs.
All right.
And then Mordrin's behind him, and then Shiny's just outside. Did anybody else venture in?
I can't see them, so I mean, I didn't say anything to the contrary of doing whatever they wanted. I didn't put any hindrance. I was just trying.
I will just grab you guys, and whoops, that was not what I meant to do. There we go, and I'll put you in there, and let's test and see if we can toggle the combat state. There we go. Does the carousel pop up for you guys?
Yeah.
Not yet. Go ahead and target yourself and roll initiatives, and we'll see what they are.
Damn.
And
We're gonna have to roll separately because it's doing the same thing it did last time at the end of the night.
oh,
Pops up a description. Hold on, let me try hitting this. There we go. Oh.
I gotta do some scrolling here. And
Yeah, carousel's not working for players.
bugger. I thought it was going to be an update that would fix it, but no.
It's a setting.
I
I mean, we're almost at end time, so I wouldn't worry
Well, need to fix it anyways.
Because I'm in a different area. I'm not rolling initiative yet, am I?
No, you don't even know this is going on yet. Just people within earshot.
Well, we did discuss the plan. I'm not sure where Ironside was when we were discussing it on the foredeck.
Anyways, so basically, the guy next to you pulls his weapon and points at you when you mentioned commandeering the ship, and he holds his attack. Roland, let's see, actually, we'll begin the combat real quick. This is when you get to, is everybody hearing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent, it's playing correctly then. To make your sneak into the room, which you do. And
Okay. So I can move in.
you can move in.
Okay. And I will close the door behind me, just for
Okay.
clarity. And I will spend my round either perceiving or investigating to see what I see.
Okay, make an investigation check. All right, yeah. This room is the atypical charts room, so it's got all the little cubbies for maps, along with a table for laying out said maps with some weights to weight the maps down so they don't do that whole rolling up thing. Whether it's clamps or weights, however, it would be used in a chart room to keep the map down and readable. You find nothing in the way of which a vampire could hide a coffin,
Oh, dandy.
but it's got fairly detailed maps of most of Eberron, except for now the Mournlands. As you're categorizing and looking and seeing labels, it's got cities, it's got countries, it's, big overviews, little, more detailed and such.
Got it. Nothing else that stands out other than a typical map, chart house, room.
No, it doesn't get any detailed more than city level. It doesn't get down to houses
Okay.
or skyscrapers, and mostly concerned with where the docking towers are to each for each city and such.
Okay. I will. We'll definitely move around, but no other passages or doors visible.
No, not that you've noticed.
Okay. All right. And I will listen at the door for if there's any kerfuffle happening, and I won't open the door again until I either hear yelling or something.
Okay.
I think this is a perfect
mean,
place.
if there's,
So sorry, I didn't mean to overrun you there.
no, I mean, if there is yelling or talk, I will try to sneak.
Well, at this point, you're at
Back
the end
out.
of your turn. So
Okay.
I
Yeah,
will
no
look
worries.
down to the captains.
Well,
Or
in
who-
all honesty, this is the perfect place for a cliffhanger, where nobody knows what's going on. We haven't really started anything, and we would be closing down in about 12 minutes, anyways. I think it's a perfect place for us to just kind of leave it for next time.
Fair enough.
Sounds
If you guys are good with that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Hopefully, come to a conclusion next week. Either we'll take over the ship or we'll all die. We'll have to find out. So, thank you for watching. Say goodnight, guys.